and welcome back to The Lobby, a podcast that lives here on the Real Lovers podcast feed. And we're taking a little bit of a break from the M. Night Shyamalan retrospective series just because it's time to start building those sandcastles and blowing up those beach balls because summer is approaching. And that also means that the summer movie wager is back here on the Real Lovers podcast. Even though it hasn't necessarily been on the Real Lovers podcast, we played this game like on Instagram, so I figured like in 2025, let's bring this game to the Real Lovers podcast. And joining me for this first annual of the Summer Movie Wager on the Real Lovers podcast, she's the host of the Tea and Popcorn podcast, Meagan. Welcome to the lobby. How's it going?
Hey, it's going well. I'm excited for this. As usual, it gets very competitive, very intense. So yeah, let's bring it on.
Yeah, it got pretty intense those few years when you picked Little Mermaid. And
yes,
the just best got destroyed. Just got destroyed. And then we also have three new guests to the Summer Movie Wager. We have Vikash from the Cinema Pursuit podcast.
Hello. I have obviously aptly named myself the box office machine because I'm going to win. I'm not going to win, but we got to talk some trash.
So confident. And then we have from the Movie Friends podcast, Seth. How are you doing, Seth?
Hey, I'm doing well. I was able to find my unmute button with no problems just now. And I want to just put a disclaimer that I am not a box office hound. I'm not a numbers jockey. I'm not a prediction cat. So I have no stake in this game beyond showing up to discuss movies with wonderful movie people and Kale.
Wow.
Seth's doing my job for me. Last but not least, we have the host of the Youth Critic podcast, Kale Smith. Kale, welcome back. And we're not talking about, in a way, we're talking about capitalism because it is the box office and how much money people are going to be spending at the movie theater this summer. But Kale, how you
Marley,
doing?
everything is capitalism. Just look around you. Everything we do, it's.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm having a terrific time right now. Terrific.
Yeah. I'm not terrified at all. Terrific at all. Yeah, no. Hey, everybody. It's good to be here. Can't wait to get this started. I just looked at my list again that I made a week ago, and I'm already bummed. What was I thinking?
No, that's the whole point of the summer movie wager. As Meagan and I will Meagan agrees, as she's nodding her head right now. But that's the whole point. We're supposed to have fun and also just try and predict the top 10 movies of the summer based on domestic box office. But just to give a little history on the summer movie wager, this started originally on one of the first YouTube series that I've watched, on YouTube. It's called The Totally Rad Show with Jeff Kanata and Dan Trachtenberg. Wow. And I think someone else. I forget the third person on that one, so I apologize for not remembering their name. And then when Jeff Kanata joined the / Filmcast, which is now the Filmcast, they've been doing this pretty religiously every summer. And then thanks to Dennis that created the summermoviewager.com, people like us can compete with them. So why not create our own content as well and try and go up against the Filmcast, David Chen, Devendra Hardwar, Jeff Kanata, and try and take them down ourselves, as well as take down each other. So yeah,
I've been trying to take them down for years. So
do you know who Dan Trachtenberg is?
Me?
No, just anyone. Do you all recognize the name?
Yeah,
he made 10 Cloverfield Lane and whatever. He has the new Prey Badlands coming out, or Predator Badlands. He should be in this, if anything, right?
Prey. He directed Prey, and then also Predator Badlands. You said,
yeah,
and the new Predator movie coming out this summer.
The animated ones,
the animated ones.
Yeah. Sadly,
luckily he didn't make Uncharted. He left that one. Thank God. That movie was not good.
You never know. Could have been better. Could have been a better movie.
Definitely. If he was there.
Sadly, Dan Trachtenberg could participate because that would be illegal, just because he's working in the industry and he knows the industry secrets. But yeah, that's the history of the summer movie wager. let's get into a quick breakdown of the rules real quick. Basically, we are guessing the top 10 movies of the summer. So we get 10 choices. If you get the movie ranked number 1 correct, you'll get 13 points. If you pick the movie at number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9 correct, you'll both get one point for it. And then if you pick the movie for number 10, you'll also get 13 points. So if you guess basically if you guess the movie correct in each spot, you'll get 13 points there and 7 points respectively. And then if you're 2 spots away, you'll get 5 points. So it's a convoluted system in a way, but that's all the fun in the end. So but yeah, this contest will run from Memorial Day weekend, which is May 1st, all the way to Labor Day, which is September 1st, that's when the summer starts and the summer ends. But yeah, without further ado, now that we know the rules of the summer movie wager and the history there, I know we have a lot of people here. Let's just talk about our aspirations for the summer and what we're excited for, because based on our list, it's not necessarily what movies we think will do well, it's what people will actually go out and see. And judging by tariffs and everything that's going on in the world, people are going to have less money, and I found it very tricky doing my list for sure. But Vikash, do you want to go first?
Sure. The only thing I'm excited for, a few things this year. I'll say Superman, Mission Impossible, F1, and Jurassic World. That's all I'm really excited for. And I don't expect anything. Mission might blow my mind, maybe, but I'm not really expecting much this summer. I'm not going to lie. What do y'all? Is anyone else excited for Superman, or am I the only person out of the 5 people?
No, I'm excited for Superman. Yeah. I actually watched the trailer for the first time when I went to see Minecraft, and I'm like, oh, actually, I'm interested. The trailer sold me, so I'm like, okay, I think I might watch it.
When he gets in front of the girl with those exploding CO2 tubes or whatever, I'm just yes, let's go. We need this energy right now. We have so many different superhero movies. This one actually feels genuine, and obviously the 78 Superman means something, and they seem to be going for the same vibe, just updated for our time. So I'm excited. Do you want me to run down my list, Marley? I don't know where to go.
No, I'm excited for Superman as well, and you'll see that once we get to my list. I'm more excited not only for Superman, just seeing what James Gunn does with the universe, and I think the hype is coming a lot from that. They want to see what this new version of DC is. But Meagan, do you have any hype for the summer or anything?
Okay.
No Little Mermaid.
No Little Mermaid, no Barbie. Barbie carried me that one year, 2023. Yeah, and also Guardians did too in 2023. But anyway, I'm most excited for Final Destination, Bloodlines. I'm scared, but I'm excited because Final Destination, that franchise, is very nostalgic to me. My friends, we used to watch it all the time in high school. So very excited for that, as well as Superman. And I've gotten really into the Mission Impossible movie, so I think that's also my number one. I'm really excited for the Final Reckoning. I'm hyped.
The Final Reckoning.
Yeah, I think Seth and I have the same opinions a little bit on the Mission Impossible franchise. So, Seth, are you excited for Mission Impossible, or is it?
I am not in the slightest. I thought Dead Reckoning Part 1 was dead in the water. Absolutely horrendous film.
Bad take.
My only anticipation for the movie is to see if the incredibly obvious twist that they set up throughout Dead Reckoning Part 1 actually comes to fruition. We'll see if that changes based on that movie's performance and then the trajectory. I cannot reveal it here because I don't want to ruin a movie that people have been waiting for. But anyway,
there's some speculation. We'll talk about it afterwards.
The movies. Oh, sure. Oh, I'll definitely tell you my theory off mic. But as far as films that I'm looking forward to, unfortunately, none of the movies that I'm looking forward to made it onto my list because I'm an idiot, but I'm not a foolish idiot. So definitely Friendship. I'm very much looking forward to, with Tim Robinson and Paul Rudd. Weapons, I'm interested in. I thought that Barbarian was half of a great film and then half of a good film, but enough to get me excited for whatever he's got coming next. Of course, the Phoenician Scheme, I'll be there day one, maybe day -1. I might just hang out in the theater for a day, get myself saturated in the popcorn smell, really put myself into the mindset for that one. I am looking forward to Superman, mostly for James Gunn. I wasn't that interested until I saw the extended preview before Minecraft. And I am very excited for people who like Superman, like peripherally, to dive into the really weird and strange stuff. And I love that Gunn isn't holding back on that. I saw people discussing like the Superman robots. They're like, what is this crap? And I'm like, that's the comics. Dumb crap for decades. And that's what we fell in love with. So I'm excited for that. 28 years later, I'm excited for the new Naked Gun movie. I trust the people behind that. And the preview for that was pretty funny. And then finally, and big finally in capital letters, The Toxic Avenger, which we've been waiting now for ever, directed by Meagan Blair. Cannot wait for this movie to come out. Meagan Blair is one of my favorite actors and just all around film people working today. Yeah, that's probably like my number one that I'm looking forward to.
Your personal box office, Seth's box office.
Seth's box office, Toxic Avenger, $2 billion worldwide.
Sadly, that's the truth. Like all the movies that you listed are good movies, but besides Superman, they're not going to make money. Scheme will barely make its money back. I was looking at all of Wes Anderson's movies, and I'm like, $25 million budget, he might make that back or then a little bit. But I feel like people are seeing movies less and less, so we'll see what happens.
Well, you're doubting the listeners of the Rollovers podcast. They need to take Seth's recommendations and go out and see like these smaller movies. And
I'm about to go to Wes Anderson's house and go get the movie and go to Seth's house and we're gonna watch it together. I'm excited to see Phoenician Scheme. I haven't even seen the trailer. I'm good to go.
I would sacrifice every How to Train Your Dragon for one Phoenician Scheme.
Whoa. Just the live action. We don't need it.
Nah.
No. We never need any of the live action remakes. But last but not least, like I said, Kale, what are you excited for this summer? And then we'll get into our lists.
I'm actually excited for the A24 stuff. Like Seth mentioned, Friendship. I'm seeing in a couple weeks due to it because it's our closing night at the Atlanta Film Festival. But I'm also looking forward to Materialist. I'm looking forward to Eatington. I'm also looking forward to the bigger stuff too. I am, of course, looking forward to Superman. I just saw the trailer for Fantastic Four, and I'm like, oh, that's going to be huge. It's like they're really putting a lot. Disney's putting the magic touch on that. I wish I could say the same for other movies, but it's not. But I think Fantastic Four is going to be huge. I really also am very excited for F1. I feel like I'm reaching the age, even though I am the youth critic, I feel like I'm reaching the age where I just want to see more movies like F1 and Mission Impossible Mission Impossible Final Reckoning, where I just want to see just adults just do like hardcore action or risk their lives for cinema. And or at least make me believe they risk their life. Because and also I just saw the trailer for 28 Years Later. Because I didn't see it when it was in front of what's that, the Sony Marvel movie that came out last year, Craven. I didn't see the 28 Years teaser in front of Craven, so I've just now seen it today. And it looks great. Everyone has some good movies coming out. That's the thing about the summer. Like, this is shaping up to being like a great summer. Not everything's going to hit, unfortunately, because there's a lot of potential here. But to be for real, I think we have a great summer ahead of us. You guys mentioned even smaller stuff like The Naked Gun. That teaser was funny. And I also had just seen the teaser for Weapons. I think Warner Brothers has like a small hit if they play their cards right, because they're really building up like the creep factor for Weapons.
I know someone who worked on the movie. Be excited for it, definitely. And they moved it from July all the way up to here, so to August. So I'm excited to see it because
January to August.
Yeah, because Krieger's working on Resident Evil right now. That's coming out next year. That's going to make a ton of money. But we'll do that next year.
Yeah. But yeah, to pretty much echo exactly what you said, I'm excited for all those movies. But a few movies that you left out, Meagan, you mentioned Final Destination Bloodlines. I haven't seen any of the Final Destination movies.
I think I've never seen those either. Yeah, sorry.
Whoa, that's crazy. See, they're like almost
They're so
like they're like
Yeah.
good and they're camp, and it's like you can't take them seriously, but they also make you think seriously because it makes you think about your mortality a lot, but in an interesting kind of paranoid way. Like they're just fun. They're really fun movies. And Kale, I want to also echo Eddington. I'm excited for that too. Ever since Ari Aster teased it on his directors with
Eggers.
Margot Lanthimos,
Oh,
I was just like, ooh, I'm excited.
Yeah, Eddington looks amazing. I know a lot of people didn't really care for Beau is Afraid, even though those people are wrong. That
It grows
movie
on
is
you.
incredible. It's incredible. And
Movie of the year.
Yeah,
it's my favorite
movie of the
Aster
decade.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm excited for Final Destination Bloodlines, and also excited for Meagan 2.0. Even though that trailer is
Yeah,
because Megan's on the podcast, but
no, I'm excited too. Like that. Okay, the first Meagan, I had so much fun with that movie. It's so funny.
yeah,
I'm texting Martin right now.
That trailer is insane as well. So I feel like that movie knows exactly what it wants to be. And then I'm not really a big fan of the Karate Kid movie, but I love seeing Jackie Chan in a summer movie. So I'm very excited to see Karate Kid Legends just for him alone. But other than that, I can't really. Freakier Friday. I feel like this might be a summer for millennials too, just because all those movies coming back, and I know one of the prop masters that worked on that film, so I'm excited to see it for that. He's the same guy that worked on Everything Everywhere All at Once and did their props. Yeah, but yeah, supposedly it's going to be a really good summer, and we got some great movies lined up. But let's get into our lists.
Did anybody see Karate Kid like 2010? Jaden Smith? Am I the only one?
Did. I saw it in theaters too.
Okay.
It's good.
Then my ranking's gonna make sense. That's why.
Yeah.
Okay. I will say. Oh.
No, go ahead, Kale. If you have one
I
more
will
thing.
say very quickly, it's very funny we did not mention Ballerina. It's also very interesting that we forgot, and I wonder if it's because Neon has been so coy about it. I wonder, like, why? It's like, I guess because we keep forgetting The Life of Chuck keeps coming out, which doesn't feel like a summer movie at all. But it's coming out in the summer, so in the same weekend as Hitman did. Yeah,
I didn't forget. I don't care.
Wait,
what do you mean
we're
you don't
gonna
care?
talk about this afterwards. We're gonna talk about this afterwards.
Oh, I'm sorry that I don't care about The Life of Chuck.
Do you like Mac Flanagan? That's all I'm gonna ask.
Yeah, he's all right.
Hill House, Midnight Mass. I'm just asking.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
I
right.
like how we're already at each other's throats.
I'm angry.
You know what? No,
nobody's throats.
You're right.
I want
right.
Kale to cry tonight.
That's
but
gonna be tough.
But let's get into our lists. Like I said, we get to predict the top 10 highest grossing movies of the summer based on domestic box office. We get 10 picks. 3 dark horses act as if that movie makes it into the top 10 and we didn't expect it, we get 1 point for that dark horse. Without further ado, I will start off, and with my number one movie this summer, it will be Superman. Like I said, we already touched on this. I think Superman, like, people love Superman. Like, regardless of like how those movies perform, like Superman is like it's a brand that people know, and I feel like the summer is going to be, people are going to be going out to the theaters, seeing stuff that they're familiar with. So they're familiar with Superman. They're excited to see what James Gunn does with the DCEU, and this is like him kicking it off. Like, I know there's been other shows that kicked it off as well. I forget the other show that was on HBO Max or Max, the one to watch, the one
Peacemaker.
to watch HBO.
Or
Peacemaker was like
Creature Commandos.
Yeah, Creature Commandos. Yeah, that's right. Which is really good, but this is like the first of the movies, and I think it's going to be a juggernaut, and that's why I picked it at number 1. But anyone have any comments on that? Or
okay. I'm regretting one of my choices because you did bring up some good points.
I might have a good point though. So the only thing I'll say about Superman, and it's also my number 1 movie too, but the only thing that's making me question my number one is that every time Superman, like a new like reboot, whether it be Superman Returns or Man of Steel, even this, like every time we've had one of these reboots in the last like 20-ish or 19, 20 years, we always think it's going to be number one, but then there's always like a surprise like number one, whether it be for 2006, it was Pirates of the Caribbean. For 2013, it was Iron Man 3. Okay, maybe it wasn't that big of a surprise, but we always keep putting Superman as, oh, this is going to be this take is going to be the one where it makes $1 billion. And it hasn't yet, but I think the reason why I have it at number one too is because I feel like this is more in line. It's different enough, and also it feels like Gunn and Warner Brothers are going to play to a more broad audience. Like they're going to have, it's not going to be as divisive as Zack Snyder's vision, and it's not going to be as, and it's not going to be as hokey.
Edgy is the quote unquote edgy. That's what Snyder was going for, and I like Man of Steel. I'm not gonna lie, and I think you're right that this is a wider movie. I don't think people are gonna be like, "Oh, that's James Gunn. We're gonna go see the movie for that." But this movie has the potential to hit very well and have legs through the month of July and August, because the movie's probably gonna be good. People are gonna like it. People are gonna tell people to go see it. So I'm excited for it too. I would hope it gets number one, but I'm not. I'm pessimistic about this. I'm not gonna lie.
And also, people want a crowd pleaser. Like they want something to get behind, like a Barbie or like Twisters, like something that just unifiedly gets everyone to the theater. So I feel like Superman has that potential.
Yeah, 100%.
But then again, there's always a surprise. There's always a surprise number one.
So Kale,
thrown in.
Superman is your number one as well, right?
It is, but I'm always. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, but yeah, that's what we think about Superman. Seth, I think it's a step away. Meagan, since you're not new to this rodeo, what's your number one?
Okay, and I'm pretty much gambling with this one. Similar to what I did with 2023 with Guardians of the Galaxy, but that was pretty good because that was the number one film for most of the summer up until Barbie. You go. But I'm gambling with this one because I put Lilo and Stitch as my number one.
My other half, Zach, like from my podcast, he's dealing with some stuff. He's not here, but his number one is also Lilo and Stitch. And he's in the same mindset that this movie is about to get into every millennial, whoever it is. Oh, we should go see this just for giggles. Whatever this Minecraft vibe is, the same thing.
Exactly.
I'm excited.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, like I think even though a lot of people have remake fatigue, and I think Lilo and Stitch actually looks decent for as far as remakes go, am I personally excited? I don't know. I'm still kind of looking at it side eye, but I know a lot of people are very excited for this movie, and even just to see it, just to say you've seen it. And also, it's a family film. So a lot of the other films, like people are just going to bring their kids willy nilly. And a lot of my picks actually reflects family films. So that's why I picked that as number one.
Seth, the fellow Disney lover, what do you think about Lilo and Stitch from number one?
Well, fellow dad.
Yeah.
I think it looks terrible.
But you have to go. You're gonna have to go see it, aren't you?
No, not in a million billion years.
Aww.
My 4-year-old might be interested in it, but this is very much a case of no, we have Lilo and Stitch, but it's not at home, it's in theaters. You know what I mean? Why? Yeah. The kid playing Lilo, sure. Great job. Cute kid, whatever. But
casting.
I can't think of something that's a bigger waste of money or my time.
No, you're right. If they haven't seen the show or the original movie, just show them that. Because it's always going to be better than the live action movie.
It's fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
It's already a fantastic film. It's funny. And I'm not interested.
I'm not terribly excited for it, but I think the one thing that intrigues me a little bit is that it's the same director that did Marcel, the Shell with Shoes On.
Yeah, great movie.
Yeah, really great movie, and he's going to make bank off this one. And Meagan, I like that you're playing your cards close to your chest, and you're Like, you picked the Disney live action remakes like so well in the past. So it's like, so playing those cards close to the chest. But
yeah, I think like with Lilo and Stitch, it's going to have the same effect as the Lion King 2019 did, where just people are just excited because of the nostalgia of it. Even if the movie is not great, I think people are still going to see it because of nostalgia.
I think the difference only with Lion King is that it was also Broadway, made so much money there. It was always in the culture. This is something that's always been on TV. So it's going to be an interesting exercise of like, how does a TV show that a lot of people grew up on, how does that going to translate to the big screen? It's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
They're marketing it well
really
too.
Interesting too, because are they going to bring in elements of the TV show into the movie, or is it just going to be like a shot for shot remake of the original film? Like that, I didn't even think about that until right now.
Oh, we already have one of those on the list coming.
Yeah.
Oh, we already know what I'm talking about. How to Train Your Dragon.
But yeah, great pick, Meagan. Vikash, what's your number one movie of the summer?
Guys,
by domestic box
we
office.
have an obvious answer here, and I'm being pessimistic. It's gonna be Jurassic World Rebirth. These movies make $1 billion and they have great domestic numbers, and I'm just like, why y'all watching this brain rot? And the thing is, this movie's actually gonna be good. It's actually really gonna be good. And Dominion was fine. I liked Jurassic World 1. I've come back around on Jurassic World 2. Like, it's solid. 3 is but this one, Gareth, I'm always excited with what he does, and the trailer looked fantastic. They have me sold already. So Jurassic World is probably going to make $1 billion at least, and half that's going to come from America. So I'm banking on that.
It's a good pick. Good pick. Any thoughts?
It is at the beginning of the month where a lot of people will be paying. Also, it's a holiday weekend. It's the new 4DX experience that could replace Twisters. Like I can see the dollar signs, and that's why it is high on my list. But the thing is the question mark is like, can it keep going? Can its momentum keep going? Because did we really want a fourth movie? We didn't even know we were going to get a fourth movie of the Jurassic World series until a year ago.
I don't think we need 3 of the. We didn't need any of the movies after Jurassic Park, to be honest.
No.
But am I going to be in the theater in IMAX watching it opening weekend? Of course.
We for sure didn't need Colin Trevorrow directing like at least 2 of those movies.
But
he's a cinematic terrorist.
What are you talking about, Seth? The Book of Henry.
Colin Trevorrow?
The Book of Henry is one of the greatest cinematic experiences of all time.
He is the devil. And if you haven't seen his short film that he made before feature lengths, I think it's called Home Base. Not sure. Look up and watch it. It is the most disgusting, misogynistic nonsense that I've ever seen. It is horrendous.
So I did like
Colin
Safety
Trevorrow
Not Guaranteed. I will say that, but I don't think it's him.
Anyway.
No.
Yeah.
Safety Not Guaranteed
Cinematic
is like
terrorist.
Fairly good Sundance movie. No, yeah. We have a good crew behind the J World 4, as I call it, J World 4. So we do have a good crew. It's just, can they pull it off? Can they make a good movie?
Can they rebirth this franchise?
Yeah, of course they can.
Okay.
They're turning on a car, as Zach would say, they're turning on a car that's got a half-dead battery, alternator's gone. They're just trying to dig up something that's already in the grave, and they're just trying to pillage more money. And they actually have good people doing it this time, so I'm excited. I shouldn't be, but I am.
Vikash, you had to bring it up. But if I'm not excited, I'm excited for Jurassic World Rebirth, but if it doesn't have that one crossover about that one family...
No.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I don't want any part of it. But yeah, great pick. Jurassic World Rebirth, your number one, Vikash. Seth, what's your number one? What's your prediction?
Hey, I'm here. All right, my prediction for the movie that will make the most money at the domestic box office this summer is, in fact, Jurassic World Rebirth. Should it? No. Will it?
That's what I'm saying.
Will it?
Yes.
Probably.
Yes.
Probably. This is existing in both worlds. It's not Lilo and Stitch. It's not Inside Out 2, something that's geared towards kids specifically. But kids go and see Jurassic Park movies.
Yeah.
It's like a all family, teen, older people go and see these movies.
Yep.
So for me, it's not the movie that I want, but like I said at the top, none of these are.
Yeah.
But yeah, do I think Superman can make $1 billion? I feel Jurassic Park has a better chance at this point.
Same.
Yeah.
With how superhero films have been performing as of late. So
I think, like, Kale, we already said that your number one is Superman. We already
Yes.
touched on it. So let's get into my number two, which it just so happens to be Jurassic World Rebirth. I think it's just going to be neck and neck in between Superman and Jurassic World. Only I was flip-flopping them a little bit, but I think number two it's good for this just because people are still coming off that stinker that was Jurassic World Dominion, the movie that bugged everyone. No pun intended. But also, I have a niece that is obsessed with Jurassic Park, and she watches like the Netflix show, which is actually really good. Like everyone, maybe I'm just because I'm forced to watch it because of my niece, but I think that you have a rekindled fan base based on that show, and they're going to want to go see like the new Jurassic World. So I think it's going to be the number two movie of the summer. Yeah. Any thoughts? We already talked about Jurassic World a lot, so we're already going long.
It's my number two as well, so y'all can skip. We can go back to number three when we get there.
Yeah, this is definitely more time than anyone should ever talk about any movie called Jurassic Park.
Jurassic World, Seth.
Rebirth.
Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park.
It's a reboot. It's what is it? It's a reboot, sequel, reboot. It's like
it's a re-boot. It's a re-boot.
Yeah.
It's a disaster, is what it is. But, yeah.
But I saw a bunch of big pterodactyls. Take my money. Take my money.
But it stars Jonathan Bailey.
Dinosaurs.
Yeah. It stars Jonathan Bailey, which it has me in the seat for him.
So.
Scarlett Johansson is probably going to be the big seller, though. Black people don't even call them by their names. They're like, "Oh, Black Widow's in it. Let me go see this."
She was in the MCU. But yeah, Jurassic World Rebirth number two. Kale, that's your number two as well. Meagan, what's your number two?
Okay, kind of speaking on the MCU, Fantastic Four. That is my number two pick. I think people are going to see it because it is highly anticipated, and I think people actually want to see a good Fantastic Four movie, and it actually looks promising.
That's my number two.
Especially with the cast.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat.
The cast is fire. Yeah.
See, the thing is, we cannot underestimate the power of Pedro Pascal, and I think honestly I love the cast. I don't want to say this. I don't like to talk negative, but I don't care to see this movie one bit. I really don't. But I'm gonna go see it. I like the cast. Vanessa Kirby is literally one of the best actors alive, and it just looks fun. I'm not expecting much from the MCU anymore. It just feels like they're just making passable movies. But Matt Shankman made WandaVision. He knows what to do. So it feels like they've got the sauce. We saw the trailer today. It's probably one of the best shot like MCU movies, which isn't saying much. Whatever.
Shots fired at Thunderbolts because they're all their promotion saying, "Oh, this is the A24 of the MCU."
We're getting to that later.
Go back and watch Green Knight then from David Lowery. Mm-hmm. That's what the guy shot. That's a much superior movie, even though I haven't seen Thunderbolts.
Yeah. But yeah, Fantastic Four, I don't know. I'm not super excited for that, but I hope that this is the movie that the MCU kind of gets reignited, but I'm not sure if it's going to be it.
I'll drop one of your favorite lines real quick. Marley, let the past die.
Yeah.
Seth, on to you.
It's one of the greatest lines from the best Star Wars film ever made.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't tell if Seth's being serious or not.
That is the best compliment that I love to hear about myself. So thank you very much.
Yeah.
What are you asking for? My number two?
Yeah, Vikash, you said Fantastic Four is your number two? Okay, so moving on to you, Seth. What's your...
Okay, so my number two is Superman. I think that this also exists in that world of like kids, teens, older people. I think that this is going to appeal to everybody. And I think that for movie fans, not just general audiences, because as much as we would like to believe it, movie fans do not make box offices. General audiences do.
Yeah.
Our power is actually extremely limited, except for in our own minds.
Yeah.
But for movie fans who are burnt out on superhero films, I think that Superman will be an easy sell for them, because it's okay. This is the first movie in a new branch of this stuff. James Gunn has a lot of goodwill with a lot of people, and it's a chance to see a superhero story from the first chapter with all of the pieces in play, which is something that has never happened in American filmmaking before. So the fact that we're entering a story that's already in progress, and we already have Hawkeye Girl and Green Lantern and all these people available, what then is that movie like? Because we know what Superman is like with Christopher Reeves. We know what Batman is like with Batman Begins. We know what X-Men is, but what is it like telling the whole story with all of the tools and pieces available right at the get-go? That's what I'm most interested in. So I can see it doing well. I don't think it's cracking $1 billion, but yeah.
That's where you're wrong, Seth. But see, for anyone, like, we're going pretty. I said we're going to try and wrap this up in 2 hours, but it doesn't look like it. But
I'm down to 34%. So
this whole list is judging like how much we know people, like Americans. Yeah. This is the American moviegoer, and
yeah,
I think that Superman is going to make more money than everything. But yeah, that was your number 2, Seth. Superman, James Gunn's Superman, releasing July 11th. My number 3, we've already talked about it, Lilo and Stitch. I think I'm making a horrible error here.
What about Kale? Kale's number 2. What was his number 2?
It's the same.
Oh, it was? Mine. Okay. Just making sure.
Jurassic World Rebirth.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, I feel like I'm making a real dramatic error here, because I always mess up the Disney live action remakes, and Meagan always destroys me.
Yeah, you can't underestimate the mouse. But in recent years, because Snow White flopped, so I might be gambling this year with Lilo and Stitch as my number 1.
No one's gonna see that movie. Kale, we've already talked for hours about Snow White already, but
I don't think set up for failure, honestly, though.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, Lilo and Stitch, I think it's going to be a juggernaut. It is one of the movies in our top 10, in my top 10, that it has its earliest start. It's starting in May, so it has its longest track. So I think that it's going to be in theaters pretty much as long as Disney will keep it in theaters. I think number 3 is the perfect spot for it. But yeah, Meagan or Kale, what did you have anything to comment on Lilo and Stitch? Or?
So the only thing about Lilo and Stitch that we're all forgetting is it's still opening against Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning, and
so it's going to dominate.
What?
It's going to dominate, like Lilo and Stitch.
But it's Tom Cruise.
But do you have kids?
Yeah,
But do you have kids?
Yeah, what if you have kids and stuff? Yeah.
But do you have kids that want to see Lilo and Stitch? Is the counter question.
You're going to watch what I pick for you, and you're going to like it.
Like, who's taking their kids to see Mission?
And I'm saying that as someone that doesn't have kids.
Like, I would take my kids to see Mission.
But you leave your kids for date night.
I
mean, that'd be some dope.
Hold my beer for...
Me as a parent, I will be like, hey, let's watch Mission Impossible.
Same.
But
hey, let's watch all 3 hours of
Hold my beer for Mission Impossible, because we'll talk about that later, obviously.
But I will talk about Mission Impossible because that's my number 3. Good segue, Kale.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, why I didn't put it as number 1 or number 2 is, even though it has a really solid fan base and everything, I just don't think it's going to be the top movie of the year, but I just think it's a solid spot to have it as number 3. But yeah, competitive weekend. I mean, Mission Impossible, they were competing against like Barbie, which is why they like moved it around, but it still wasn't like a flop, but it didn't make as much as they thought it was going to make. And I feel like that's going to be the same thing with Final Reckoning. But I think it's still going to gross a lot of money, though.
I think it will gross a lot of money. The only thing is, I have this lower on my list. I won't say where, but it's only because Mission Impossible movies don't necessarily make 300 million. They make more like 100 million, like right around the 10 spot. The only thing that I will agree with you on, Meagan, is and having it at your number 3 is that this is the final one, supposedly.
Yeah.
And movies that are always titled like the final thing, like in a series, Furious 7, Fate of the Furious, those are all billion-dollar movies. Those are all billion-dollar movies, and people always want to like get out to those movie experiences. So that's the one thing Mission Impossible has against it. I don't think people are going out for this one though, just because the last one just is not good. So yeah, but good pick though for your number 3. Any other comments? I'm trying to move through this. So
it was my number 5.
Okay.
And I agree. I'll be quick so we can skip when we get to number. You can skip me again when we get to number 5. But the thing about Mission Impossible is the reason why I think it's going to do just good is maybe not great is that part 2s usually do better than part 1s. Also, it's like you said, it's the final one. There's so much more energy. There's so much more There's so much more stakes. I think people. And also, Dead Reckoning got cucked by the Barbenheimer of it all. Like, it had a good weekend. It just got like severely under. It just got severely cut under by the Barbenheimer. So I feel like Mission Impossible's in a good place. It's just also it now has to compete with Lilo and Stitch. That's the problem. Now we have Stitch that's going to take over the Dolby Cinema screens.
And I guess I'll say Mission Impossible is my number 6. So I have it like right around middle of the pack. And I believe Dead Reckoning Part 1 was like 11. So I think it's got a little bit of a bump from being the final movie, even though Paramount's gonna make more of these. They're like, if this makes $1 billion, Paramount's gonna find a way to make freaking Simon Pegg the star of these movies now. But which I would love.
Atwell is gonna be the star, if anything.
Yeah, we'll see. But
he'll be Glenn Powell because he's in everything or trying to be everything, and they're trying to make him an action star.
He also has the Tom Cruise connection; like they know each other very well. But Glenn wouldn't do it just because he wants to make his own mark, so he wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
But Meagan, that's your number 3.
Yep.
Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Vikash, your number 3.
3 is Superman. We've already beat that cow to death, or that crypto to death. That dog.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Don't beat Crypto to death.
What do you mean? Crypto's gonna beat me to death? You see what that kid? That dog was. He was beating down Superman.
He's so cute though.
That's what every dog does.
Exactly. That's the great thing. James, real quick. James goes, "Yeah, my dog, whatever, destroyed my MacBook. That's why I put that in there."
Right. Yeah. So Superman, your number 3. Vikash, Seth, your number 3.
Building off the momentum of little boys who never grew up from impactful media that came out around 2009 and 2010, I firmly believe that How to Train Your Dragon, the ridiculous, unnecessary, and absurd live-action remake, will be number 3 at the box office. Minecraft, when I went to see it, it was literally a room full of, I would say, age 21 to 27-year-olds. I brought my 12-year-old son. He was the only child in the theater. And I got to tell you, they played the trailer for How to Train Your Dragon, live action bull nonsense. Everybody loved it. They were hooting and hollering. They were ready to buy their tickets for opening night right then. So I think that it will do better than expected. But yeah.
What a transition, Seth, because I have How to Train Your Dragon at number 4. But I think How to Train Your Dragon's doing numbers, but I think Lilo and Stitch is going to do bigger numbers because it is Disney.
And again, I'm only basing this off of Minecraft just making $1 zillion off of this crowd You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? They showed up for Minecraft and they're gonna be like, all right, dudes, let's meet up again for Dragon in a few months.
Let's throw
And
popcorn.
I don't know. This time they'll throw dragon blood around the theater.
Dragon blood.
I don't know.
Dragon caca. They'll just throw dragon caca at the screen.
They're gonna bring fishes to feed the toothless.
Dead eels. Yeah.
There you
Yeah,
go.
dead
They're
eels.
gonna
Go fish at the screen, and they're gonna ruin the cinematic
or
experience.
like fish or something. There you go.
That'd be more.
I'm gonna hear them from down the hall from my materialist screening, so I'm gonna be like, Jesus Christ,
blocking out the haters.
What's going on down there?
So yeah, that's my number 3.
Yeah, that's my number 4. I'm very depressed about this movie just because it's one. The Wild Robot was one of my favorite movies from last year, and that was the last animated feature film DreamWorks was doing in house, and DreamWorks is just pivoting to this new live action garbage. I love the director of this. Is the same director as the original How to Train Your Dragon. I have seen the original How to Train Your Dragon about multiple times in theaters, so I'm probably going to be seeing this, but it just looks so dull to me.
What happened? Did your car break down?
Wait, what happened? Wait, what?
Was there some emergency and you were locked in the theater?
I love the original How to Train Your Dragon. I don't know what
Seth,
you're talking about.
I took grown men to see How to Train Your Dragon 2. We were all, it was like 10 of us. We were all invested.
Oh my gosh.
We all loved that movie. I cried during that movie. I love How to Train Your Dragon.
That's the original.
I didn't realize you were one of the guards at Guantanamo Bay.
Sometimes we gotta take the prisoners and then send them back to America. Never mind. Y'all ain't gonna get that. Y'all probably get that joke, but this ain't the place for it.
Yeah. No, it's not. I really think that the original How to Train Your Dragon for me was like my first 3D movie, and seeing Hiccup and Toothless flying for the first time, and the camera going over Toothless, it was
Roger Deakins actually consulted on the movie. I don't know if y'all know that. Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Oh,
yeah,
with the lighting and everything.
But do I get that same feeling for How to Train Your Dragon? No, but it's still gonna make a lot of money, but not more than Lilo and Stitch, which is why it's my number 4. Megan, your number 4.
My number 4 is Thunderbolts. That is also a risky one to put as my number 4, but I was just thinking MCU, but it also they're trying to differentiate themselves from being like a typical MCU film, and I'm curious about it. Am I going to see it opening weekend? Probably not. But if people say, you know what, this is like an A24 film, but an MCU, I'm like, okay, I'm curious about that. Again, that is a big risk.
Megan, I'm not gonna lie, I forgot to put the movie on my list. That's how it's out of my mind that hard. Like I looking at my list, I'm like, that probably should be there. It's a Marvel movie. I forgot about it.
Yeah,
and it's the one opening up summer too. So it's the fact that it's like, for me, Thunderbolts is number 8.
6 for me.
I believe in it, but I don't know if people are up for a Suicide Squad or Unalive Squad for Marvel. I don't know. I think people really like Florence Pugh. I don't think that she puts butts in seats very much.
See, here's
Neither
the thing
is
about
David Harbour.
Here's the thing about Florence Pugh. Like when it comes to cinephiles, she'll put a butt into the seat. Casual movie fans.
Who is that? Who is that white woman? Just like straight up, I don't know her. I don't know who that woman is.
Like,
I swear to God, I never seen her in a movie.
Yeah,
but see, the only person people are gonna be like, "Oh, Bucky's in that movie," and he's not enough of a. I love Sebastian Stan. It's not like that, but he's not enough of a factor to get people to go see that movie. So it might not do well, and watch the movie actually be good. So we'll see.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, I think the non-MCU fans are going to be morbidly curious about this, which I'm in that category.
I'm an MCU fan.
Like,
it's just I've fallen out of love with it. I love comic book stuff too, but I've always been a DC guy. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I don't know. The only thing that interests me about it is that it's the director of Beef,
Jake Schreier,
the Netflix show Beef, and that's so. Other than that, good pick for your number 4.
Is that a good pick?
Yeah. I don't know. It's a risky one. It's
so risky. Sure. Yeah.
But I got another risky pick, but that will be my number 5 pick. But Vikash, what's your
Mission Impossible? The same thing y'all said. It's probably going to make money, but it's not going to make a lot of money. I would hope that it makes more money because obviously it's the last one of these movies, and I think they warrant people coming out to the theater. We'll see what happens. That's why it's mid-tier.
Yeah. I would, like I said, I put it at number 6. Meagan, you put it at number 3. Kale, did you put it anywhere else on your list? Or...
Mission Impossible?
Yeah.
I think I put it at number 5. Yes.
Yep. Okay. Same mid.
And Seth, you don't like Mission Impossible.
So Mission Impossible is my number 4. Oh. I think that, again, it's going to make money. Does it deserve to? Of course not. But yeah, I think people will show up for the false final film.
Yeah.
People love
we'll
that. We'll talk about it later. I told you I'm coming on the pod to talk on your pod on Movie Friends to talk about it. We'll talk about it then.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
For sure. Everyone stay tuned to that one. But yeah, we're at number 5, right?
Yep.
Okay, yeah. This is where my list gets a little crazy. And I feel like I might throw my entire chances of winning this out the window.
Smurfs.
Number 5, Karate Kid Legends. This is where I have Karate Kid Legends. This is going solely off of the Netflix show, doing extremely well. Even though I really think that some people might not go out to see this because they might be programmed by Netflix to like just wait for this to come to streaming.
Yeah.
But I still think Jackie Chan can put people in seats, and I don't know. And it's just got the original cast coming back, and yeah, it's I'm as a non-Karate Kid fan, I'm excited for this. So I'm hoping people will go out and see this and make it number 5 for make it the 5th highest grossing movie of the summer.
I want to use Seth's
Any thoughts on
logic real quick? What Seth was saying about these like 2009, 2010 kids, it's that same crowd that'll come to see Karate Kid Legends because this movie actually did really domestically. So in 2010 and 15 years later, we don't know how these things are. But like you said, Cobra Kai exists. People like Karate Kid. I even watched Cobra Kai and I'm like a kind of fan of this stuff. I like Ralph Macchio. I might go see this. Offense. But it's regular people will definitely go see this movie.
Yeah, I watched Cobra Kai when it was a YouTube Red show.
Same.
So, yeah, original OG member.
The only thing about Karate Kid, it's called Bloodlines,
Legends,
right?
Legends.
Legends.
That's Final Destination.
That's the Final Destination.
Oh.
Karate Kid. Final Destination.
That's a whole different movie.
Final Destination. Legends should be awesome.
One hell of a crossover.
Death by waxing on and waxing off.
Sweep the leg.
But so
and then the leg just gets cut off.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's getting clipped, Kale. That's getting clipped. That's going on the social media page.
Of course it is. So here's the reason why I don't have Karate Kid on my list is because I don't know if Sony has done enough to tie. And granted, I haven't followed the ad campaign of Karate Kid Legends. I haven't seen them like try to cross enough of the Cobra Kai with the old. I haven't seen it enough. Like I don't really like the only character I know that I've seen like in the trailer that's from Cobra Kai is Ralph Macchio. Everybody else, it feels like the No Way Home, but without Tom Holland. So like that's how it's looking, and I don't know if Sony has done enough to be like, hey, you like Cobra Kai? Come watch our movie that takes place in the
But
same
I don't
universe.
think they're depending on those people to come see the movie. They're depending on people who grew up with the 2010 movie and then the original 2-3 Karate Kid movies. They're depending on them to come see it.
That 2010 movie made 176 million domestically,
and that's fair. But it's
the power of Jaden Smith.
And look, that's totally fair, Marley. But the thing,
Icon living.
He was a hot commodity.
The thing is, it's not been
2010.
Pursuit of Happiness.
But that movie has not been culturally relevant in 15 years.
Bars.
Like, it's not bars. Okay, but yeah, I just don't think it's going to do a huge plus. It's following after a huge Memorial Day weekend of Lilo and Stitch and Memorial Day. Like,
so the families just took their kids to Lilo and Stitch, and now they're going to take their kids to go see Ralph Macchio and the new Karate Kid.
They're not going to do
Who's gonna
that.
spend
They're like,
another
you know what?
$200?
That's the movie budget for the
Yeah,
month.
exactly.
Yeah, I think they should move, really, because I don't think enough people have enough notice. I don't think they've put enough on it to get people excited for it. So that's just me.
This is clearly where I beat Kale in the summer movie wager because he didn't put it on his list. Yeah. Or this is where
I want to be wrong.
This is where I crash and burn too. So either or could happen here. But
either way, I win.
Karate Kid Legends is my number 5. Meagan, your number 5.
Oh, okay. So this also might be where I crash and burn because this is another Disney film. And again, going back to family movies, Elio. The movie looks really cute. I think this will be the movie where people bring their 3-year-olds to and 4-year-olds. But I don't know how. I saw the trailer when I watched Minecraft, and it seemed like people in my theater were pretty excited. It was like a mix of like middle schoolers and some adults too, and I think 1 or 2 younger kids. But yeah, I don't know. That one's risky. It could go either way. It could be a toss-up. It just depends.
Yeah, I don't have Elio anywhere on my list, and I don't know.
I totally forgot.
I don't know if that's a mistake, a horrible mistake, or the right decision, because Elio or just any new IP Pixar doesn't necessarily do all that well, except for Elemental. Elemental, it had legs like later on. I think it finished 6 or 7 for the high 6 or 7 for the top grossing movies a couple of years ago, but I don't know. I'm very confused about this one because I don't think I've really seen a trailer for it, and it just feels like Pixar is like losing its steam a little bit, unless they're doing a sequel. But Seth, what do you think about Elio here?
I love Elio's pizza. Really good garbage pizza. You got a toaster oven, pop it in there. You buy some little pickled peppers, the yellow kind. Sell them in a tall glass jar. Pop some of those on. Best pizza you'll ever have.
Seth given the food recommendations,
Yep, that's
like,
right.
and the movie recommendations too.
That's right.
Everyone's getting their slice of pie here on this podcast. Vikash is dead from, so we're just gonna move on real quickly. Oh, here, Vikash, you're back.
Yeah, like he died because of my pick.
Well, I know. Or actually, speaking of, my number 6 is actually Elio.
Hey!
We'll get to it.
Your number 6 is Elio.
Yeah, my 5 was Lilo and Stitch, which we've already talked about it.
Okay. Yeah, we've already talked about that. Lilo and Stitch.
But Leo is my 6, real quick, and I'm in the same boat. Pete Docter made this. This is the first movie under his reign where we're getting something original, and the movie seems harmless. It seems like good fun. I saw the trailer. I really liked it. I hope this movie makes money because this is what should be making money instead of a Toy Story 5.
I
mean, Inside Out 2 is a mulligan in my opinion because that concept is fantastic, and it's Pixar has made a lot of money off of great concepts. Do they have any more great concepts to explore? They should, and this is a great place to start. Turning Red was good. I really enjoyed that. I'm excited for Elio, so we need more of this. That's all it is. That's why I'm hopeful that it makes that money.
I'm hopeful too. I'm excited for it too because I'm always day one for any Pixar, but yeah. But your number 5 is Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Do you want me to do a Stitch impression? I don't know.
No, it's okay. I think we're good. Seth, your number 5.
Yeah, my number 5 is also. Let me count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, my number 5 is also Lilo and Stitch. I think families are going to bring their kids to this because they do not value their future nor their education. Yeah.
Santa's not my friend. I used to do a great Stitch when I was a kid. I've lost it. Stitch. I don't know.
I have Lilo and Stitch way too low on this list. It's at number 9.
Dang.
Oh, geez.
We can hope, Kale. We can hope.
Watch him be right. Watch him be right.
I'll be so happy if you're right, Kale.
Yeah, but Lilo and Stitch is
People
number
also
9.
like Hawaii. They like tropical movies. Okay,
Yeah.
so never.
But it doesn't even look good. They don't even make Hawaii look good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they really don't.
They love White Lotus.
Aloha.
The kids love White Lotus.
The kids love
favorite
White
Asian
Lotus.
boy.
Stop.
You dirty for that.
Kale, Lilo and Stitch is your number 9, but what is your number 5 pick?
It was Mission Impossible. Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning.
We've already
Reckoned
touched on
that
it.
beast enough.
Yeah, just like I said, just Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning is my number 6, so we can move on from that. Meagan, what's your 6th highest grossing movie this
My
summer?
number 6 is How to Train Your Dragon. I don't think it's going to do as well as we expect it to go.
One can hope.
Yeah, I'm not really rooting for this movie, to be honest, but DreamWorks are trying to get into the live action reboot bag. I feel like they're going to fail, though.
Could you imagine if they did a live action remake of Shark Tale or Over
Or
the
Shrek?
Head?
Or Shrek. Okay, Shrek would be a nightmare.
Yeah.
I hope they don't touch
Yeah.
Shrek. I'll be livid because Shrek is one of my favorite movies, especially Shrek 2.
Seth is boiling right now.
No, but imagine.
Oh God!
So
Sorry,
that's
Seth.
another reason
Did y'all
why I
see the
hope How to
sketch?
Train Your Dragon low-key fails. Because, or at least it's in the middle tier, because I do not want a Shrek franchise freaking live action bull crap. No.
Now I'm trying to cast Shrek in my head right now. And I'm like, Bradley Cooper is Shrek. No, I'm joking.
No.
It'd be Michael Fassbender as Shrek, honestly.
Seth, you have a history with Shrek on your podcast. Any thoughts on a live action Shrek?
I'll kill myself. Like I don't know why. I don't know what to say. They've already announced Shrek 5. Shrive.
Zendaya plays the wife instead of the sister.
No, she plays the
She's
daughter.
gonna play Fiona. She's not. No, I'm saying she's in a live action. She plays Fiona.
Oh,
But yeah, I just. Yeah, please.
Yeah.
No more.
We have a segment on my pod where we like recast. So it's like I have that thing in my brain where I do it already.
I'm a little shocked that you have How to Train Your Dragon here, Meagan, just because your record of just hitting all the live action remakes. But that's the Disney live action remakes that you're confident in. You're not confident in the DreamWorks stuff yet.
No, I just think they're trying to like the wave of Disney, and maybe it's successful, but I just really hope it is not. But I put it at number 6 because there is a possibility.
Yeah, but yeah, good risky pick. But yeah, Vikash, did you mention what your number 6 was?
Elio.
Okay, yeah, Elio. I'm hoping it does well. I think 6 is I think that, like I mentioned, that's where Elemental was, 6 or 7, like a few years ago. And Elemental actually had legs for original.
Yep.
Hoping Elio grows some legs too. Seth, did you mention your 6 movie, highest grossing movie this summer? Or not?
I did not. So my number 6 is going to be the Fantastic Four. I think that the movie will do fine, but not that great. And I don't want to say I'm looking forward to it, but WandaVision is my second favorite thing, third favorite thing that Marvel has ever done. I trust the people behind it to at least tell an interesting story. We know that it's all just for nothing because this movie is a stepping stone to the next phase of the story. Nothing means anything. There's no stakes. It's just going to be images that pass in front of our eyes. Yep. So for that reason, I'm not excited for that. Or Thunderbolts, because when you announce that the cast of your movie who are going on a suicide mission are all going to be in your next movie, it takes the wind out of all the sails. Yeah, I think it will do fine.
Yeah, I think it will do fine as well, because I have, like I said, I have Fantastic Four at number 7. But Kale, what's your number 6 highest grossing movie of the summer? So
number 6. I might have already said it. Oh no, it's Thunderbolts.
Okay. Yeah, and we already talked about Thunderbolts.
Yes.
Thunderbolts is my number 8 highest grossing movie of the summer.
Yeah. I echo everything Seth said. It's nothing. It doesn't really mean anything. I'm just hoping for a good time. Nothing means anything. It means nothing, but just hoping for a good time.
And Fantastic Four could do well because it is it's going off of The Last of Us. Like, people are high on The Last of Us, and Pedro Pascal's in that one, so they might want to continue seeing Pedro Pascal in Fantastic Four.
And it actually looks like a good movie. Like, the Fantastic Four movie actually looks good. Again, it's leading to another thing, as Seth said, but it actually looks like the better of the 3 movies we've gotten from Marvel this year. Or it looks like it's going to be the best.
Yeah.
So,
There's a line from Shakespeare from like Macbeth where it's like sound and fury, like all this stuff like signifying nothing. And that's what this is. It's all explosions and nonsense and drama. It means nothing. It's just, okay, we're going to the next thing. And as we're going to the next thing, let's go to 7.
Yeah, I already mentioned it. 7 is Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four First Steps. That's the actual title.
No, I'm going to call it Fan Four Stick, okay? Never forget.
It's a horrendous title.
It's bad.
The Fantastic Four First Steps.
They give context to First Steps. Actually, in the trailer, they talk about a little bit of the story. I'm like, oh, First Steps actually makes sense now. I'm not. This trailer has spoilers. I'm not going to talk about it.
I'm regretting this a little bit based on that second trailer that just came out as we're recording this on April 17th. I think that second trailer is a little bit better, but it's not much of an improvement. I think that Fantastic Four First Steps and Thunderbolts are going to live together at 7 and 8 for me. I don't know. I'm not really a big fan of Fantastic Four either, kind of taking the family theme as well.
But it literally is the family. Like, they were the OG family.
No, Kale, you should know.
2 Fantastic, 2 4.
My Fantastic Four is Chris Evans. Put some respect on my man's name, okay?
Yeah.
The fate of the Furious.
Meagan, you're number 7.
I'm going to regret this probably, but my number 7 is Superman, and that's what I'm going to say.
Ooh.
We already talked about it. I regret it, everything. Right after all of y'all said, "Oh, that's your number 1 or like number 2."
But you might be right.
Yeah.
You might
be right.
But I might also be right too. So I'm just gonna keep it as that. I said I was going to be risky.
You might be right because Superman could come out and the bros might be like, "It's too woke." Superman, he was wearing a dress.
Superman likes a woman who's too woke because she's a woman.
Too woke. He has a white dog. Too woke. But yeah, very risky for Superman. But yeah, we already talked about it. Hopefully you're right. Hopefully you're wrong for my sake. Yeah.
I hope I'm right though. But yeah, no, number 7 is pretty low, I think.
Yeah, Vikash, you're number 7.
So has anybody watched the F1, like the show, The Drive to Survive, like that's on Netflix?
No.
Maybe I'm just like in the late 20s, like little group of people who love that show. Mm-hmm. And I think F1 is going to make a ton of money. It might make a lot of money, but I put it at 7. I'm like, I think this movie it'll do numbers across the world, but I think it's going to do decently well in America.
I was debating putting that as my number 7, actually. So we're like on the same wavelength. Like, that's crazy.
I have F1 at number 9, but I think it could possibly do higher numbers just because 1, it's a dad movie.
Oh, yeah.
Dads like to go out to the cinema. 2, it's Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt gets people like in their seats because Bullet Train, which was the 10th highest grossing film of that year, that I'm not sure if he was the reason why people went to go see that movie, but I'm banking on that a little bit, that it's gonna jump up like one rank. And also people like Joseph Kosinski, the same guy that did Top Gun Maverick, that's like and people came out in droves for that. So F1 could be number 1 movie of the summer. So
who knows? Yeah, and then the moms will be there for Brad Pitt too. It's
for sure.
Still thirst over him.
Yeah,
exactly. And
no, go ahead, Kale.
And I know Spiderhead came out 3 weeks after Top Gun Maverick, but it is like it is Kosinski's like actual follow up to, like, in terms of what he's feeling, like what he's thinking, and now he has to follow up Top Gun Maverick with this. He has to follow up with the same spectacle, but also the same story. And plus, this is like a passion project for Kosinski because He's been wanting to do a racing movie. He was one of the original directors for Ford versus Ferrari. So back when it was Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise starring in that movie. So like, but in terms of the only thing about it, because it's also at number 7 for me, I think it'll do just fine. I think the problem is Apple has some really bad luck with like getting studios to promote their movies.
Yes.
Because I don't know if it's because they're not getting all the money or getting enough of the percentage of the money, but for whatever reason, like I'm getting like severe like Horizon vibes from F1. And that's not good.
The other reason would be that maybe people don't go see it in theaters because they know it's coming to the TV box.
That's another thing I thought about too. And I actually left F1 off my list too, but I was just thinking like marketing and then as well as, it's an Apple TV project. I'm just going to wait.
I don't know. Did y'all watch both of the trailers? They're very, what Marley said, it's very dad vibes. It's
very, yeah. Oh no, I like the trailer, but yeah.
They're well cut too. So
yeah, that's why I'm like, they've got the sauce and they're going to keep having the sauce. I put it this way, just real quick aside, Claudio Miranda, the guy who shot the movie, anything he makes, you got to go see it on the big screen because all the movies, they look so good. They're so well shot.
I 100% agree, but I think Warner Brothers putting like Superman 2 weeks, not even 2 weeks after is like not really a great sign of confidence. Because if I had F1 as one of my blockbusters, I would give that like a whole like 4 to 6 weeks before my next competition or my next movie if I could.
That's true, but it's like the summer is so weird. That's the thing. That's the magic of this is like we don't know what's gonna happen because these things go out the window. And we're just like, wait, this should have made money, but it didn't make money. But how does that make sense? And that's why we're doing this.
Yep.
So, and that's fair.
Yeah. Seth, I have to ask you, as the lone dad on this podcast, are you going to be seeing F1?
No.
Dang it.
Oh, yes. I can't wait for the next time that Joseph Kosinski mounts a camera to a vehicle that's moving quickly so I can go, ooh.
That's a thing.
What's the next one?
Train guy movie? Cares?
That's unstoppable. So
yeah.
He's gonna mount it.
But really cool.
When you said F, no.
It's gotta be. He's gonna do the the astronaut movie. He's gonna go to space with Tom.
Right. Yeah. Okay. I just said Top Gun Maverick was a pile of garbage. I didn't mean that. It wasn't high enough to be a pile. It was more like a smattering of garbage on the floor that you walk over on your way out of a better movie.
It's just the
what are we up to? Number 7?
Yeah, we're at number 7.
Okay. All right.
It's just the pile of money that they made from that movie. That's what it is.
Yeah. Okay. So this is where my list gets really absurd. Like just very stupid.
Oh boy.
Again, this is not really my forte or even interest, I guess I'll say. The amount of money that a movie makes is probably the least interesting thing to me. Mm-hmm. So at this point I was like, let's just get weird and wild and maybe I'll luck out.
What you win?
Seriously.
Better things have happened to nicer people. So, yeah.
Yeah.
For number 7, I put down The Bad Guys 2.
That's my number 9.
I'm not mad at you because that is my number 9 too.
Yeah,
it's my number 10.
I can see it. I can see it doing well. Kids like the first one.
I like the first one.
It made some money and it's been on streaming, and so they might be into seeing the sequel in theaters. Yeah, so that's number 7 for me.
I think you're onto something with that. Like one, it's like you mentioned, it's on streaming, and kids and adults like the first one too. And this is also like another. Is it DreamWorks? Is this DreamWorks Animation or?
Yeah, it's like low budget DreamWorks.
Yeah, this is one of their. I think this is their franchise that they're shipping off. They're outsourcing their animation, so one of the first of their franchises they're doing that.
Hey, speaking of White Lotus, you got that White Lotus push for Sam Rockwell here.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Bro, what?
Yeah, he broke up a little bit there.
Oh
no! I heard him. I'm just saying I didn't even think of, like, when I think of Sam Rockwell, I'm thinking of, I don't know, Galaxy Quest. I'm not thinking of Bad Guys.
No, he just had that like standout performance in
he did.
The White Lotus this season.
He
All the kids
but
watched.
I don't want to think about his performance in White Lotus and then watch Bad Guy.
No,
I mean,
the
Asian
kids,
women,
the kids are into it. They're all watching it on TikTok.
Their kids are into incest. That's why they watch White Lotus, and that's why they're watching Bad Guys too.
That's why they watch HBO. HBO always has that I word stuff in there.
Yeah.
But no,
because that's what his character is about.
Vikash, HBO? You mean Max, the one to watch for HBO?
Shut up, bro. Okay,
Marley.
Gore Verbinski, the guy who made the Pirates movies, the first 3 ones that are actually good, he directed a new movie about or something. Sam Rockwell's in it. They shot in South Africa. They were shooting it while they did White Lotus. That movie is going to be awesome. Just something to look out for. It might not come out this year, maybe next year.
Okay.
Yeah, but Seth, that's a solid pick. Bad Guys is your number 7.
Don't lie. Don't tell a lie. It's not a solid pick.
I forgot. I ran out of things to say, but Kale, what's your number 7?
Oh, so my number 7, I think we already talked about it. It was, it was F1.
Oh yeah. Okay.
But real quickly on the Bad Guys too, the only thing that might hurt the Bad Guys is it's literally opening when kids are going back to school. Mm-hmm. So that's the only thing that could hurt its chances. Just throwing that out there. It's literally opening the weekend most kids in America go back to school.
But my other argument would be that people always need kids' movies to go to, and that's why a random polar bear animated movie will make money. So it's
and that's fair.
Bad Guys 2 is gonna make some money.
Yeah,
it's the only kid movie. Yeah, it's the only. But you're right. It is the only kid movie like up until the end of September, I think.
Yeah, I need something to do. $5 movie night.
Absolutely.
Okay, number 8.
Yeah, number 8. I already talked about it. Thunderbolts.
Okay, mine is How to Train Your Dragon. We talked about it.
Yeah.
Megan?
Oh, this is one we haven't talked about. Freakier Friday.
Ooh.
This is my number 10. So we're on the same wavelength here, but
it's my dark horse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the millennial girlies are going to watch this.
Yes,
yeah, they're going to come in flocks because we love Lindsay Lohan. People are a little bit divided.
It doesn't matter if the movie's good. It doesn't matter if the movie's good. People are going to go see it.
Exactly. And right now people are mixed with Jamie Lee Curtis, but I think people are just going to go in flocks just to watch Lindsay Lohan because they want her to have a comeback. Okay, here's the thing. She had the holiday movie a few years ago that it was bad, but it was like fun. And I was just like, no, this is her comeback.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, I forgot what it's called, but she like has amnesia and stuff. And yeah, it's very rom-com-y and stuff. It's fun. But yeah, this is her like big screen like comeback, and I think people are going to be really excited to see this one.
And people have they started really liking body swap movies as well.
Yeah,
and this is one of the original like body swap movies for millennials at least. So I just don't think it's going to make as much money as you thought, Megan. So that's why I put it at number 10. But that's a good pick for number 8 for millennials. Seth, you're number 8.
Okay, number 8. Thunderbolts, asterisk.
Not the asterisk. They actually put that as the title. It's on IMDb and everything. I'm like, what are y'all doing?
It's stupid.
Oh my God.
What it feels like is they're trying to be edgy. They're trying to be edgy with the A24 stuff. They're trying to be edgy. And when you try to be edgy, when you try to be cool, you're not cool. Why is Congress doing TikTok dances that are 5 months old? It is corny. And they're verging on but it's just like a genuine authenticity. You cannot fake authenticity. Mm-hmm. And that's what they're trying to do. I was like,
not the Congress TikTok dances. I'm dead.
It's a bummer.
It's so cringe.
It's a bummer because no one is going to see this movie for the villain. And
the villain's
they did not need to reveal that they were doing Sentry and the Void, and they did.
Yeah,
that literally didn't need to happen.
And that's the story of the movie, right?
show them talking, you can show them sad monologuing, and then rallying without showing us what the entire movie is about. And after X-Men Apocalypse, a ragtag group going up against an all-powerful being, we've seen it. It sucks. There's a reason that these things work better on the page. It's because in real life, real 3D space doesn't make any sense. You can't show me this dude shadowing people onto the ground in a preview and then expect me to think that David Harbour's dude is going to do anything. It's nonsense. But I'm still going to see it, doing an episode on it.
Yeah. You're contributing to its box office success, but not.
You know what? I don't really care about that whole part of it.
Yeah.
I contribute to the box office success of a lot of different movies.
Yeah.
But like the idea that, again, like that we film lovers impact box offices, that's nonsense.
Yeah.
And so anyone out there who's, you shouldn't go support these movies. Okay, fine. Yeah. Convince the 10 million people out there who have never heard of you and don't care about your opinion to go not see it. It doesn't make a difference. We do not make a difference.
My argument is that whether we like Marvel movies or not, these IP movies, we're doing something that's literally about the highest grossing movies. If you go back 25 years, all the movies pretty much are IP based. It's based on something, it's whatever, book adaptation, something.
Sure, yeah.
It's something off of something. These top 10 movies are consistently that. And we're not talking like all your movies, all my favorite movies that I'm probably going to see are not the ones that are going to be on this list. Maybe one of my favorite movies is going to be on
Even in the golden age of Hollywood too, like a lot of the movies that came out in the 50s, they were like old silent films or films that came out in the 30s. This is not new. This is just a Hollywood model.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
That's why I also think Thunderbolts is at number 8. Kale, did you mention what your 8th highest grossing movie of the summer is?
So my number 8 is probably a mistake and where I'm going to regret, but we'll see because I actually have faith in this movie. I have a little faith. It's called the Naked Gun reboot.
Oh.
Wait, run that back. I didn't hear you.
The Naked Gun reboot.
Oh, interesting.
This is a risk.
It is because comedies are not doing right now, but I feel like the Naked Gun might be a good enough IP because there's plenty of people that are either my age or Seth's age that grew up with the Naked Gun like video cassette or would watch those movies. And I feel like the premise is rock solid, which is you have Liam Neeson playing Leslie Nielsen's son, but it's
He's
the idea
of parody of himself in a way.
Yeah, you have this person playing a parody of himself going to fight, and also like they capture the humor in the trailers of the original Naked Gun movies so well, which is just the crass humor, the parody humor, the when your big joke for the trailer is the little girl going into the robbery unmasks herself to be Liam Neeson. That is a great joke. They're already
joke. So funny.
Oh yeah. The bro just turns to the camera. Like, no, I'm good. We ain't doing this.
I don't know. I literally think if is Akiva Shifter or
Akiva Schaffer.
Yeah, he did Never Start Stopping.
He's one of the Lonely Island guys.
He's one of the Lonely Island. Yeah. If they can pull it off, then, it'll be a huge hit. I think comedy, people want to see a comedy in a theater. People want to go. I think they're just waiting for, like, the word of mouth. They're waiting for something and it's coming out at the perfect time in August when all the kids are going back to school. All the adults are going to need something to do. I don't know. I'm feeling really good. I'm not thinking it's going to be $1 billion success, but I think I feel confident. Like it's going to do really good.
8, 9, 10 is traditionally, to be 8, 9, 10 is traditionally like 100 to like right around 100 million. So I think you're right on there, Kale. I think that like Naked Gun could also be like the Top Gun Maverick too, where it gets like the older crowd back because they're
That's a stretch,
familiar
Marley.
with the original. It is a stretch, but yeah, but that's a risky pick. But also, I like that at number 8 for you, Kale.
Don't forget it's an R-rated movie on top of that.
Yeah, and R-rateds don't really do very well.
Again, the adults are looking for something to do.
Right.
True.
After the kids are back in school.
Yeah.
But yeah, number 9, we already talked about it, and I already mentioned it, F1, and I already talked about it already. So Meagan, did you mention your number 9?
Yeah,
or...
Bad Guys 2.
Okay.
Yeah, mine's Bad Guys 2 also.
Yeah. And Seth, you said this 8, 9, 10, this is where you get wild and crazy. So drum roll.
I feel like this one is a little less crazy. For my number 9, I have Ballerina. I think that
Accurate.
John Wick still has a lot of goodwill with people. They put Keanu right in the trailers, so even though it has a different title, for the people who aren't up on what it is, they know that John Wick is in it. They're going to go see this movie. And I'm not the biggest John Wick, this breed of action film guy, but from the trailer, like Ana de Armas, she looks good. It looks like a good movie of this caliber, so I think it could be. I think it could do well. Could also crash and burn, but
I think this movie could bomb, to be honest. So I think
the
this
movie's going to be passable, but John Wick has a name. John Wick has a culture, and I'm biased. I like the movies, and even knowing that the movie's not going to be great, I'm still going to go see it.
Is John Wick in the title? Is it like John Wick presents Ballerina?
Yeah, it's like
that. Yeah, it's
Ballerina. From the world of John Wick Ballerina.
Okay. John Wick story.
From the world of John Wick.
From the world of John Wick, something stupid like that.
That's
but it's like, hey, John Wick is in it, so watch it. That's basically what the title is. Ballerina, you gotta watch it because John Wick.
Yeah, Lionsgate is floundering right now because all they have is Hunger Games and John Wick.
Yeah.
And they just lost the Highlander movie to MGM.
Amazon.
So,
Amazon, yeah.
Yeah, so they are like in desperate need of a hit because
that's why they're making John Wick 5.
Yeah, and that's why they're going to make the next Hunger Games movie. It's like they just need
for that one.
They just need to keep going.
That's what I'm saying. Hunger Games is actually great. That's actually great stuff. I'm excited for that Haymitch movie. I ain't gonna lie. I can't wait.
Debatable.
I loved Ballad. I loved Ballad. I really loved that movie.
Bad.
That third act, bro, come on. That's how you make
Yeah,
no,
this is no, yeah.
That's peak cinema.
I'm not.
The Hunger Games.
Yeah, no, I'm not shaming.
I think I gotta go.
Okay,
you're dying.
Okay, what are your choices?
Kale, your number 9.
I was just joking.
Oh, okay.
You mentioned your number 9, or?
Yeah, I think it was Lilo and Stitch. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
and then the Bad Guys 2. Yeah, and the Bad Guys 2 is my number 10.
Okay. And then my number 10, I already mentioned Freakier Friday.
Okay. Mine is Karate Kid Legends. I think it'll make money, but I don't think it's going to make as much as it did before. 10.
Yeah. And Meagan, I'm sorry I skipped over you. What's your
okay, because
10?
my number 10's embarrassing, Jurassic World Rebirth. But you guys have really good arguments, though, for it to be higher.
Right.
Again, I think that one's if it doesn't do well, or if it does really well, I'm going to lose. That's my hot.
It's gonna do well.
Yeah,
that's like the guaranteed movie of the summer for me, in my opinion. That's why I put it at 1.
Jurassic World Dominion, that bomb though, supposedly.
And that's why I put it so low.
It made $1 billion.
It did?
Yes.
Worldwide though.
It did like 400 or something domestic.
That movie came out so long ago. It feels. I thought that was the one that bombed. To be honest,
it came out so long ago because it wasn't a good movie. That's how bad movies age like that in your head.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, this might be a
It
mistake.
made $376 million.
Okay,
it's in the middle.
Meagan.
Yeah,
sorry.
I know. But I'm really banking on Lilo and Stitch carrying, really, and Mission Impossible, because I think that was a really bad pick for my number 10. But I knew it had to go somewhere. But I'm like, oh, maybe it is a little bit too low. I need to talk to more people. I was a little bit biased too, because I'm personally not really excited for it, but I'm like, I know some people are.
Yeah, and like my niece is excited for it. When she was watching the trailer for the Minecraft, she was like, "We're seeing that movie," and I'm like, "Oh boy." Or can we watch the original Jurassic Park instead? But Seth,
Truth.
what's your number 10?
My number 10 is Elio. I don't think this is going to do a lot of money because it's an original idea. Also, the trailer looks like total doo-doo.
It looks like fun, man.
Does it,
movie. We got a kid with one eye or something. I don't know.
It's goofy.
Yeah.
It's goofy nonsense. That's what it is, and it feels so like of now for kids. So it's almost brain rot animation.
But I agree with the nonsense part for sure. But yeah, number 10. I won't be surprised if it's higher or lower. But if we look at the year to year, Disney has won the overall box office for the last how many years? So to not put it in at least the top 10 felt not smart to me. But yeah.
Seth, you're a better man than me because I totally forgot.
I forgot about Thunderbolts, man. I think I fumbled harder.
We'll see.
How could you forget? The website has a whole list. I didn't remember these movies were coming out. You think I know that?
So
the
I pulled
Bad
it up.
Guys Part 2 is coming out this year. I looked at the list.
Yeah.
I looked
the
at the
summermoviewager.com has the list, so
yeah,
people can make their own list like we did.
Kale, I still looked at the list and I forgot.
Did you mention what your number 10 was, or
it was the Bad Guys 2?
Okay, yeah,
solid.
Yeah, solid pick. As I repeat what I've been saying throughout this entire podcast, but that's our number 10. Let's recap each one. I'll go first. My number 1, the highest grossing movie of the summer, is Superman. Then number 2 will be Jurassic World Rebirth. Number 3, Lilo and Stitch. Number 4, How to Train Your Dragon. Number 5, Karate Kid Legends. Number 6, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. 7, The Fantastic Four: First Steps. 8, Thunderbolts. 9, F1, and then 10 for Year Friday. Meagan, do you want to recap just real quick?
Yeah, speed round. Okay, oh my gosh. Okay, number 1 is Lilo and Stitch. Number 2, Fantastic Four. Number 3, Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning. Number 4, Thunderbolts. Number 5, Elio. Number 6, How to Train Your Dragon. Number 7, Superman. Regretting that. Number 8, Freaky Year Friday. Number 9, The Bad Guys 2. And number 10, Jurassic World Rebirth. Definitely regretting that one.
Vikash?
Okay, for me, I'm gonna run Zach's after mine. For me, I have 1, Jurassic World. 2, Fantastic. 3, Superman. 4, Mission. 5, Lilo and Stitch. 6, Elio. 7, F1. 8, How to Train Your Dragon, the bastard version. The next one is 9 is The Bad Guys 2. 10 is Karate Kid Legends. And then for Zach, my other half that's not here, he had number 1, Lilo Stitch. 2, Superman. 3, How to Train Your Dragon. 4, Mission 8. 5, Jurassic World Rebirth. 6, Karate Kid Legends. 7, Fantastic. 8, he also had Meagan 2.0. 9, The Bad Guys 2, I had that. And then 10, he had Freaky Year Friday. He's also banking on that millennial vibe. So, yeah.
Sweet.
Seth.
Go Zach. And then Seth.
Okay. Number 1, Jurassic World Rebirth. Then Superman. Then How to Train Your Dragon. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Lilo and Stitch. The Fantastic Four. The Bad Guys 2. Thunderbolts. Ballerina, and Elio at number 10.
And Kale, bring her home.
My number 1 was Superman. Number 2, Jurassic World Rebirth. And number 3, The Fantastic Four: The First Steps. Number 4, How to Train Your Dragon. Number 5, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckonings of the Dead Reckonings, Part 33. Number 6 is Thunderbolts. Number 7 is F1. The Naked Gun was number 8. Lilo and Stitch was number 9, and the Bad Guys was Bad Guys 2 was at number 10.
All right, that's our predictions for the top 10 highest grossing movies of the summer. Feel free to follow us all on Instagram. Most of us are on Instagram, and I'm going to be posting the just updates throughout the summer. But before we end this, let's just mention like our dark horses real quick. We get 3 dark horses. Like I said, if these happen to make the list, we'll get one. My 3 are Final Destination Bloodlines. I think that, yeah, like I said, I haven't seen any of these movies, but that first trailer, that teaser trailer really gets people intrigued for sure, especially if you have a nose ring. And then Meagan 2.0 I have in here as a dark horse, and then Smurfs. I feel like Smurfs I should have put in my list just because the kid that's right in the dead heat of summer. Kids are going to be hot and tired. What the best way to shut up a kid is put him in a theater with Smurfs. So
that's quite possibly the worst way to put that.
Yeah.
Just say it's a kids movie. People take their kids to kids movie.
Yeah.
I'm not a parent, but I don't think that would work. But go ahead.
But yeah, those are my 3 dark horses. Meagan.
Yeah, mine are Ballerina, Final Destination, Bloodlines, and Karate Kid.
Okay. Vikash?
Mine is put this movie in front of kids so they'll shut up, as Seth just said. Smurfs, Ballerina, and 28 years later. I think it's going to make money, but it is a dark horse sort of movie where I want this will make a lot of money, but we'll see. Because they already made a sequel. Nia DaCosta directed a sequel. I want a 3rd movie. If y'all going to churn them out, might as well churn them out. And
that one's... But 28 years later is tricky just because I don't think anyone can see the other movies because you can't get them on Blu-ray because they're out of print. Because
they are coming on 4K.
I'll send it to everybody.
Yeah.
They're being released on 4K this summer.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Zach's dark horses were 28 years later also. Phoenician Scheme. He thinks it's going to make money. I would hope it does too. Yeah. And then F1. So we'll see.
Okay. We'll see. Seth, dark horses for you?
All right. When I was looking at the website, I said to Marley, "What's up with the chess piece option?"
Horsies.
I was like, "What is DH?" I didn't even know.
And he
what
was
DH
like,
had.
"Those are dark horses." I was like, "Oh, it's quite literal." This website. I have 28 Years Later, which I think in a perfect world would break the top 10. I don't think that it's going to, but trailers do excite people, and the first trailer for 28 Years Later, as it's been said many times, just one of the best trailers in recent memory. Absolutely thrilling. F1, again, as has already been said, dads do see films, so F1 might make a lot of money. And then Karate Kid Legends, for all the same reasons that were already said. I think that a lot of people really loved Cobra Kai. So just that this is even tangentially related to it, I think could potentially pull in enough people. Yeah.
Yep. And Kale, bring her home.
So my dark horses are Meagan 2.0, Weapons. I think I don't know. I'm getting this vibe from Weapons where it's just, I think it's got that J.J. Abrams vibe where I think the marketing could carry it. And then my final one, of course, is Freakier Friday. Those millennials, they're going to show up at least opening weekend.
Hey, we got nothing else to live for at this point.
Yep.
We got tariffs in our hands. We got
can't buy
tariffs. We got a
eggs.
Great Depression. Yeah.
I'm a millennial.
We
I
can't
don't know- How old is everyone in the room right now? I'm 20.
I'm not going to mention that here on the
Marley's like 47 and 3/4 right now.
Yeah.
I'm 54.
Seriously?
No.
Oh, I was going to be like, no, you aren't.
Seth, I
scared
know
me
your
for a
actual
minute.
age.
Seth is 21 and counting.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
That's why
Young
Seth's
father.
got his finger on the pulse on
Yeah.
America because
That's true.
he knows what the people want on
True.
America because
That's true.
he knows what the people want.
That's right.
sir.
Garbage.
Yeah.
Gosh, I'm 30, by the way.
Okay, we're in the same kind of boat. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like this is like the age.
Same
I'm
kind
at.
of boat, like Life of Pi.
We're We're
My
in a
last name is
boat with
also
Tiger.
Patel.
Yeah.
Oh, really? There you go.
I'm 35, by the way. 35.
That's why I think whenever people say, "Oh, we're in the same boat," I'm like, "Yeah, so were the people in Life of Pi," and it wasn't a pleasant experience for them. Just being in a boat with someone doesn't make it good.
Yeah,
I
talk
be
to
a
those people
tiger.
that are on the Titanic.
Yeah,
That
I
was a very
was
good
literally about to say.
Hey, we're in the same boat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
the boat is
it has
Titanic.
cracked in half, and I'm on one end and you're on the other.
When
I
y'all
like
mention
how-
the same,
I like. Oh, no, go ahead, Kale. Oh, before I.
when y'all mention, okay, sorry. When y'all mention the same boat, I keep thinking of Flo with the cat and the dogs. The
Yeah.
like
Being in the
it's
same boat
because-
sucks. It turns out, actually.
Yeah, it sucks, but we all have to learn how to be together.
That's true.
Morris,
know.
no, we don't.
I like how we just revealed our ages, so we can just show the audience will be like, okay, these people.
Oh yeah, and
Mainly
I'm 30, so
Yeah. The old people know what they're talking about.
We're in the
So-
same boat, guys.
Yeah.
I didn't reveal my age at all. I said 54. But anyway.
Yeah. But anyway.
Oh, comment down below. How old is Seth?
Yeah. Comment down below
please,
how old is Seth.
Please guess how old I am.
And also comment down below your predictions for the top 10 movies of the summer, highest grossing movies domestically of the summer.
Domestic, yeah.
Or if you don't want to comment down below, you can also head on over to the summermoviewager.com that Dennis, the creator of this website, made it possible so we can do this episode of the podcast. So we can compete along with the film cast and Jeff Kanata, all those lovely folks over there. Dennis did a really great job. He tracks like the whole thing throughout the summer, so follow him on social media everywhere. But I just realized people are probably wondering why we're doing this. We're doing this for bragging rights, but also the winner of this summer movie wager, drum roll please. I don't know. The winner of the summer movie wager will get to pick a movie of their choice, and we'll all a movie of their choice, and we'll all have to watch it and come back on the podcast and review it.
We're all gonna watch God's Not Dead, guys. Okay, get excited.
Oh God, not
If
again.
that's your pick,
No.
oh my God,
We'd watch
I
like
have
12
a lot of
Angry
thoughts
Men,
on that
knowing
movie.
we'd watch
Oh,
Heat,
yeah.
honestly. I'd be like, hey guys, let's watch Heat. Let's talk about Michael Mann.
Well, it's either you
I-
pick a really
I'll be
good
on.
movie, or you can just pick like a movie that Seth, like before we started recording, a movie that he just rated half a star. He could force us to watch that. So whoever has their finger on the pulse of America, they're going to be able to choose what all four of us will watch. So
That's a
yeah,
lot of
we got
power.
those we got
This
those
is
stakes.
non-consensual right here. What are you doing to us?
Yeah,
I was gonna say I didn't agree.
you
to
signed
fight,
up for the
Seth.
Seth. You signed up for the Seth.
Yeah,
But yeah,
that's okay.
so there's some stakes for this wager at the end, but we're at the part of the show where we all say where people can find us online. Seth, I'll let you go first since your battery's almost dead. So where can people find you online?
Hey, so I co-host a show called Movie Friends with my friend Michelle, and I am not normally upset and angry and mean about movies. This is probably the angriest I've ever been on the internet. In fact, my wife could hear me talking as she was heating up some food in the kitchen, and she walked through and she was like, "Are you mad? Are you angry? Why are you yelling?" So, not a good example of what I'm normally like, but if you're interested, you can
They
check
just did some
out.
Nick Cage work. Some good
Yeah,
Nick
check out
Cage
Movie
episodes
Friends.
recently. Yep.
Yep, we just did Nick Cage for a month. We're finishing up sports month. It's a fun time.
Definitely check out Movie Friends podcast. The link will be in the description down below. Meagan, where can people find you online?
Yeah, so you could find me on Instagram, TikTok, and Letterboxd at Meagan's World. That's MEAGANZ World for those listening. And I also have a podcast called Tea and Popcorn where I talk about movies and I do rankings and talk about like other artsy things, creative things. So yeah, that's my podcast and YouTube channel. So I just did a ranking video, my second part of unpopular opinions on movies based on my Instagram followers, unpopular opinions. And part 2 is about to drop. So yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely a fun channel. Meagan's a great follow. Vikash.
Cinema Pursuit Podcast. I mean, there's like a link tree. Just Google it, Cinema Pursuit Podcast. You'll find us. We just talk about movies we love. We try to be positive, just like movie friends, just like real lovers. That we try to keep it positive because people take so much time to be negative, which we low key did today. But like we're trying to even it out. So I mean, that's just our general energy. So we got like the Avengers together today.
Vikash and I just did an episode where we talked about Paddington too.
Yep.
So that's a
and
movie
then we're gonna do.
Oh, so you mostly cover bad movies on your show?
Exactly. We're doing Alien Romulus next too. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I've got Creed coming soon. I told these aren't coming out right now. We were supposed to do Moneyball, Dead Poet Society, and a couple other things, and we just like life has gotten in the way. We're just like those episodes are in limbo. We'll cover them at some point. Yep. But Marley wants to talk about Mrs. Doubtfire, so I love Robin Williams.
Yeah, love Robin Williams too. And Kale, where can people find you?
You can follow me on Blue Sky and Twitter at Movie Kale. This is where you can find all the information on my 2 shows. The one I'm currently working on the most right now is From the Top, the Ultimate Filmmakers Retrospective. This is where I review filmmakers' filmographies. We talk about the things that happen in between in between projects. We talk about their passion projects. We talk about all their movies. Currently, we are on the Peter Jackson season. We will eventually finish the Peter Jackson season. I have the Lovely Bones podcast that will come out before this episode airs. Mm-hmm. And then after that, we have the Hobbit trilogy to cover and so on. And then the other show I do is the Youth Critic podcast. This is where we review basically the general release movie. So we're working on a Minecraft movie review right now. We have Sinners, of course, coming next week. I would love to do a Drop in Warfare, but we'll see how that goes. But yeah, just check out at Movie Kale for all information for both of those shows, the Youth Critic podcast and From the Top, the Ultimate Filmmakers Retrospective. Thank you, Marley, for having me on. This has been fun. And I thought we did very well. I thought we were very positive today. I thought,
We're even. We're even today.
You're wrong.
Yeah.
I'm totally chill.
We were positive that we know that Americans are going to be watching a bunch of crap this summer. Mm-hmm. So
that's the thing. When it comes to, I'll sparse it real quick. It's the fact is that when it gets upper to like general audiences, for the most part, you have to have slop, meaning that it has to be something that's not offensive, that's kind of passable, that's not good movie. And some of these movies kind of are a good movie. So we'll see if they're bad movie or good movie. That's subjective. We'll see what happens. But typically, bad movie make a lot of money. So
Vikash, you just watch. Ballerina is going to be like the Emilia Perez of this movie. Summer movie wager.
Out of the Armbrust gets she gets Oscars for this.
Wow!
Will
does
not
expect to be assaulted with that film on this discussion.
Yeah, I know. When's the last time Len Wiseman made a good movie?
I just had a.
I actually love Live Free or Die Hard, but we're not going to talk about that.
But yeah, all the links will be in the description box down below for all these lovely people and their podcasts and what they contribute to the ever-growing social media platforms out there. But if you are annoyed by me by the end of this podcast, you can follow me everywhere on social media with the username at Marley Lives Film. The more active places are Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. With that being said,
we will all be back soon.
We will all be back soon on September 1st to see who has won the summer movie wager. So we'll see you all later, and yeah.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you. Thanks, Marley. Thanks, everybody.